colonization of California.
And what side is your team taking, Robbie?
Native American.
And what side is your team taking, Kate?
Soldiers.
Okay, Robbie, do you want to start?
Yeah.
So we'll wait for everybody to be ready on both sides of the debate.
Native Americans population went down by 60%, and all the Native Americans that you found were either killed or took as slaves.
And is there anyone from the soldier side who would like to review that? Isaac.
Well, the Native Americans might have been put as slaves, but at home, at the missions, the soldiers were treated like slaves. They had no privacy, they couldn't learn anything, and they were forced into doing what the government told them to.
Is there anybody else on the Native American side who would like to make a statement back to Bella? Georgia?
Why are you guys talking about the missionaries?
We're making a statement, though. Hannah?
You guys were treated as slaves, but you tried to steal our land.
Jacqueline?
We tried to steal your land because we were forced to.
Ashley?
But we didn't force you to.
Isaac?
When the Native Americans, when we were told, the soldiers were told by their person, whoever told them what to do, whenever you see someone that is not dressed like us, shoot them and kill them. Otherwise, you will die.
Nika? B?
It was kind of against Bella's, but so you guys still enslaved us and took us away from our land.
Nico T.
We did actually partially try to steal your land, but we actually went over there because a lot of our people on our side were actually very sick, and we needed things to make them better. So we went over to your side because we understand that the Native Americans had a lot of knowledge of making medicine and roots and lots of things so we wanted to try to get a little bit to help our side of the war.
Sarah?
I have a clear understanding that those sicknesses, yes, you may have been trying to help people, your other fellow people or soldiers, but you also brought over those sicknesses and killed almost all our population.
Kate? George.
The Native Americans were forced to be part of the Spanish culture and changed their old beliefs.
Bella?
One, that's kind of not very on topic what we were just talking about, and two, I want to add on to Kate. We also died because of the sicknesses that we got. We didn't, and it wasn't our fault for bringing them over. And I want to add on to Michael's too. We weren't taking your land. We were forced to by the missionaries. Probably some of the soldiers wanted to make peace with you guys.
Can we have a statement from the soldiers telling one way that they were impacted more than the Native Americans by the colonization? Nico?
When they lived inside, the buildings, the missions, it was not that comfortable. They slept on wood boards, and every day before they went to eat, they had to go to church, and even if some of them didn't believe that there was that
Or didn't believe in those religions, they were forced to go to church.
And the soldiers some soldiers didn't want to be a soldier, and
Okay, because that's a different point. So hang on to that. So looking for a rebuttal to Nico's point about how the soldiers lived their lives when they were in the missions. Ashley.
the Native Americans had that same thing, except for the church. They had to sleep on the floor too, and it wasn't comfortable for them either.
Robbie? Oh, sorry. I need to go to the other side first. Kendra?
Also, we didn't have any privacy at all, so
you each had your own little wooden teepees.
Robbie? Do you have a statement back to that?
Our teepees were almost most of them were like just small tents that we could sleep in, and there's like usually one or two big ones that didn't have rooms in it, so we couldn't really stand up in our own, so we had to get dressed in either the big ones or outside.
Let's get one more statement. Nicola?
well, the soldiers, they didn't have any privacy when they were getting dressed, and the Native Americans, there could be two in the big bird tents, or
How about another argument about why the Native Americans were impacted more? Eli?
The intention was to deny them of their cultural identity, which has the same effect as wiping them out.
So a rebuttal from soldiers. Isaac.
The missionaries only wanted to spread religion.
Nico B.
Oh, it's kind of to Nico's and Isaac's. This is about the soldiers, and not the mission, and not the missions. Yes.
So
I mean, this is about the soldiers and the Native Americans, not the missions. So they're putting in stuff about the missions.
we're making statements right now to review what was said. Jillian?
Well, we had to make our teepees, so if we didn't have those teepees, then we wouldn't have privacy either, because we would have to just sleep outside, all like surrounded by
So-
each other.
So we need to make sure that we're staying focused also on what Eli's statement was. So Eli, can you say your statement one more time? Because we're having a new statement that we're focusing on right now.
The intention was to deny them of their cultural identity, which has the same effect as wiping them out.
Can you guys explain that a little bit more, what you mean by that?
Like the missionaries were forcing us to change our beliefs, even though for our whole life we believed in one thing.
So a rebuttal for that statement. Kate? Okay. Any rebuttal from this side? Sarah?
Well, if they went to the missions, they would have an impact they didn't want to believe and be a part of.
Bella?
The soldiers didn't necessarily want to believe in what the missionaries told them to, and I want to add on to Jillian's. We were talking about the missionaries because the missionaries were the ones who forced us into war.
One more from the Native American side. Hannah?
You guys forced us into doing stuff we didn't want to do. Like, we didn't want to go to the Spanish culture.
Okay. We're going to do closing arguments. So, closing argument from the soldiers. Closing argument. From someone who hasn't spoken. Closing argument from the soldiers. So the last thing you want to say that is going to leave the greatest impact. All right, Nico T.
They didn't want to be soldiers. They had no choice what they wanted to be. The soldiers. If they wanted to be something else, they could never be it. It's because ever since they were little, the government forced them to do what they didn't want to do, and it was hardly fair for them.
And one closing statement argument for the Native Americans. Robbie, are you doing that one?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't only the grown-ups that got affected by the Europeans. The Native American children also caught diseases and were killed and kept as slaves also. And the adults were also kept as slaves and caught diseases that they couldn't treat because they never heard